Okay, so we are live people, and today we have a guest, Swati Pandey from Mastermind, and she has been a recruiter and she has been in this industry for quite a long time. Swati, would you like to introduce yourself to our guest?
Thank you so much, Sundaram. Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Swati, and I'll just give you a little bit of background about myself. So, I come from a defense background, and I finished my two masters, one in HR and the other one in masters in labor law done. So, from Pune, and I started working with Amdocs in the year 2011 as an HR generalist in the global relocations team. Post that, I had the opportunity to work in HR operations, where I looked into the complete employee life cycle from onboarding to exit. And then I got another good opportunity to move outside for about 5 years. And I worked for a company in the Middle East where I actually started my recruitment journey. So there, that is where I picked up recruitments, and I realized that I have a passion for recruitment. And then from 2015 until now, I've been completely into recruitments, completely. And then in 2020, 2019, I shifted back to India, and pandemic hit, and I was lost. I didn't know what to do. And then that's when I met a friend, and we started a company together called Mastermind Consulting. And now the journey is still going on, and it's been wonderful.
So that's a good journey. You have been all through the ups and downs of your career by this point. You have tons of experience and a great pair of wisdom as well, I believe.
Yes, luckily I got Sundaram. I got an opportunity, to get my hands dirty on all the domains of HR. From recruitment, onboarding till the entire employee life cycle to the exit. So from A to Z of A to Z of what an HR domain is. I got to experience that. So that's been good.
Mm, I believe that everybody can learn from your experience, and more people can also use that experience to get a job or else can do something better with it. So
Uh,
moving on, we will be just can you just give us a brief about what is Mastermind, what does it do, and what is the company's mission?
Okay, so Mastermind was started back in 2020, and we are a recruitment consulting firm. We completely specialize in the AI, data science, data engineering, data analytics space. So from that's where we started our journey from, and luckily, we onboarded clients who had similar needs, and so this is what we are, like one stop solution for all their hiring needs. And having such a good huge database, I think that's what Mastermind's been doing. That's been our strength. So, and one of our missions of our consulting firm is to capture the data science and the data analytics domain as much as possible, and grow as in in that space. That is our main aim. Work with Fortune 500 companies and the top analytics firm, which we are also currently doing right now. But we want to work with more Fortune 500 companies and more analytics organization, and be like the go-to company for them, for all the analytics hiring.
Okay. Okay, so in the field of hiring for analytics, you want to be the firm who leads it and shows the way for every candidate, right?
Exactly. Like if you think of analytics hiring or
Okay.
data science hiring, you should have Mastermind in your head.
Yeah. Mastermind in my mind. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So far, what are the domains you have done hiring apart from data analytics or any other from apart from technical background?
So we do non-IT hirings like HR and manager level leadership hiring and all. We do non-technical hiring as well, but like I said, we specialize in analytics hiring. That is our forte. So we've been more concentrated on that area. And if you're talking
Okay.
about domains, the kind of domains that we worked in, so we worked in CPG, retail, e-com, telecom, industrials, healthcare, media, banking, but analytics as being the main forte.
Okay. So you have been in multiple domains, so you have a good sense of experience, and you know where the trends are going forward, I believe.
Sundaram, I couldn't quite catch that. I'm sorry. You were saying something. Your voice just went.
Sundaraman,
Okay.
your voice is cracking. So please
Okay.
say it again. Yeah.
Uh, all right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, much better.
All right. I guess there was a technical error. So I was just curious about that. Did you enter the food industry or healthcare industry as well?
Sorry, I didn't catch that again. I'm sorry.
Okay. Did you enter the food industry or the healthcare industry for
Yes, yes.
recruiting as well?
Yes, so we're working with one of not one actually. We're working with two Fortune 500 companies that are in FMCG, food and beverage, you know, area.
Okay. So, what is the hardest part about recruiting with your experience from now until today?
Currently, which I am sure most of my colleagues are going to agree with me. Sorry, agree with me is the major challenges that we are facing is not sourcing a candidate. Basically, it is candidates having a lot of offers and the dropout ratio being very high. So that is one major current crisis. Not only me, but the companies that are hiring, the corporate recruiters, all of us are facing. So this is one of the major challenges that currently we are all facing. So that is the hardest part: sourcing, getting
Okay,
the
so the
candidates
candidates,
to. Sorry.
hmm,
I'm
right.
saying sourcing and getting the
So
right
if
fit.
candidates drop out at the last time,
Sorry again.
okay. I was just saying that candidates dropping out at last time is the current crisis is going on in the HR division, I guess.
Yes, actually, it's not only in India. It started off in America with the Great Resignation 2020. If you read about it, there are articles on it, where people, are just resigning, in spite of pandemic hit, people were okay resigning, giving up their jobs. Same things happened in, India as well. We see a great shift in the way people are thinking. Candidates are sitting with, 2 to 3 offers. They're okay leaving their companies in about, a year. And so this is one recent trend that is also a challenge that you know we're facing.
Okay. No, just getting into the vibe of every podcast, do you conduct any discussions with the company when they share a job profile with you?
So yes, we have to, and it is important to have a discussion with the company. As soon as a requirement comes to my company, the first thing we do is get on a call with the hiring manager and the HR, because we need to understand the role, which is very important. What kind of skill sets are required, what would be the primary skill set, what would be the secondary skill set, the kind of educational background the client is looking for, also the kind of projects they would want the certain candidates to do. So all these things are important, the budgets, the notice period. So that is why it is imperative to have a call with them. It is important.
Okay. Okay. So if suppose say I'm a candidate, I come to you and I show up with my resume. So is there a process which needs to be followed to get into the recruiting part, or will you be telling that okay, come to me within a span of 1 week and then I'll get you the job or anything like that, or is it immediate on the spot?
I didn't. Okay, I'll try to break down your question. If you're saying how this process works, if once I get the requirement, so I'll explain to
Mm.
you how it works. So once the requirement comes to us, okay, the first thing that we do is we go on Naukri. That's where the candidates actually, you'll see at least 80 to 90% candidates, on that platform. Naukri, LinkedIn, Monster. These are some platforms where you'll find maximum candidate presence. So that is our first go-to place. That's where we go. We also have our database. And what we also do is we make hiring alerts on LinkedIn, We float hiring
Mhm.
alerts on LinkedIn. That is where the candidates, can come, they would see it on their wall that it's like an announcement, where they can see what kind of position or what role is open right now. And then once a candidate contacts me or I contact the candidate, that's where I uh, give them more information about the company, the role, the location, the budget, etc. So that's how on first basis, that's how the process works, if that's what you were asking me.
Perfect, perfect. I was asking just that you just better articulated it with your answer. Thanks for that. What Okay, so do you prefer an in-house pre-screening test before you send the candidates to the respective firm, or do you have any other methods to screen the candidates, or just take the resume, look at it, and decide on based on resume directly?
So Sundaram, once the requirement is given to us, a lot of companies, most of them, at least 70 to 80%, they have their own tests, because it's a technical domain, analytics, data science, and also they have particular tests, coding tests, like a Python test or an R test or a SQL test, basic coding test. So that happens in the first round itself. So before
Mhm.
that, our mandate is to give them the correct fit. So how we do a proper screening would be getting into their projects. What we do is we speak to the candidates, we dig into their projects, we see if it's matching with what the client has requested, and also their communication skills. If there are leadership roles, for example, then we make sure they have teamwork experience, what kind of projects they have led, etc. So there are various screening mandates that we follow, and for each position it is different. And that
Okay.
is after
Okay.
the candidate, all those mandates are check marked, and we are sure that at least 8 out of 10 are met. That is when we submit the resume to our client.
I see. I see. Okay. What advice would you like to give a candidate if they are selected for the job? Okay. So, what advice would you like to give a candidate based on how to negotiate their salary?
Okay, so Sundaram, about this question, okay, again, with the current market trend, Sundaram, I
Mhm.
don't think negotiation is a problem. I'm sure my audience will also agree. Like I said, in our previous chat, like I told you, that the biggest challenge that we are facing is candidates sitting with 2 to 3 offers. So negotiation is not a challenge here, Sundaram. I think what the candidate I encourage, or I would encourage the candidate is, rather than holding 3 to 4 offers and looking for a better offer, because that is not an issue here. Companies are ready to pay. I think looking into the role, looking into the company's culture, whether the projects are aligning with what they're looking for, what their aspirations is, how they want to grow into this data science and data analytics domain, where do they want to go to, head to in future. That is more important, and that is what we encourage, rather than negotiating salaries. You know, it is very important to have your the candidates, it is very important for candidates to know that okay, this is my role in the company. this is how the company is. Go read up the reviews of the companies. How is the work culture going to be? Am I going to be able to, work in this kind of, work in a culture like this? So these things are more important, I feel, Salaries is something the companies are ready to pay. So negotiation is not an issue.
Okay, so to sum up with that, you have to focus on the culture, how you want to grow, or where do you see
Yeah,
yourself in next 10 years, and then based on that, you decide what company you have to get in, what role you have to get in, and the companies
exactly.
are willing to pay. Am I right?
Yes, yes. Like I said, candidates are sitting with minimum 2 to 3 offers. I've met candidates who are sitting with 5 offers as well, and I had to drop certain candidates, because this when a candidate holds a lot of offers, it shows that the candidate isn't serious about the company or the role. It's more to do with getting a better package.
Right. I
I
can
would say rather
understand that.
focus on negotiating for your role, a better role in the company, a better project in the company, negotiating for a
Mhm.
better work culture. I think that is important.
So, like, focus on the culture, project, what role you are getting, rather than the salary.
Yes.
Oh, nice touch to it. If we consider the tech domain, analytics domain, what are the trends you're currently seeing with the skills or the projects which a candidate is working on, the company is trying to get the candidates to work on. Do you have any trends? Do you cite any trends in that analytics domain right now?
See, trends in terms of qualification skills, I will tell you, like every company is looking nowadays, looking for candidates having, education, their education in place, like BTech, BCA, MBA, statistics, etc. Those things in place. That is one thing. That's not really I won't call it a trend. Also, certifications also in place. So those things. But if you're talking about trend in the DA and the DS roles, there's going to be a shift right now in terms of more of AI, artificial intelligence coming in. In simple words, what a human a data scientist or a data analyst used to handle a huge amount of data. Now that's going to be soon, it's going to be automated. It's going to be handled by an artificial intelligence app or a site, etc. So everything is slowly going to get automated. So that is one shift that we'll see, a trend rather.
Okay. Yeah, a slow burner, but it is going to happen. AI is
Yes,
going to
it's
take
going to
everything.
happen. Yes, yes.
Okay, that was a good insight. That was a good insight. Okay. What are the important things as a recruiter you first go and see on a resume? If you get a resume, what are the first things that you see on a resume?
Sundaram, for me, I will just say it in one sentence, okay? Compact,
Mhm.
precise, to the point. Okay. So a
Okay.
good resume should not be a history paper of 5 pages, That is not something a recruiter would want to read. Has the time and nobody wants to read. A good resume should have maybe 2 to 3 opening lines about what the candidate, what the candidate is, what is he looking for. Okay, this makes, of the first impression, it gives me a first impression. Okay, the candidate is clear in terms of his goals, what he's looking for. Second, the education timeline should be in place. If he's done BTech, then from what year to what year? If he's done his MBA, then from
Uh-huh.
what year to what year? Then his certifications, if he's done any relevant certifications, their timelines should be in place. The companies that he's worked in, again, the timelines should be in place, from what year, what month to what year, what month he was in the company. The projects, the kind of projects he's done. uh, Giving project details is very important. The kind of clients you worked with, the tools you've used, those kind of
Uh-huh.
things, being specific about them, to the point, you know that is all a good resume needs. And that is enough
Okay.
to decide, whether I or any other recruiter is going to screen select or screen reject the candidate.
So do you manually select a candidate using a resume, or do you have an automation software or anything like that to directly pre-screen the candidate based on resume?
Uh, so we do both. We do have an ATS that our company uses. We do both. For some roles, we manually need to, sit, understand, check the CVs and all that. Most of the time, the ATS picks up, but then again, sometimes a candidate has not put in certain things, in the CV. So we have to go back to the candidate, ask the candidate, to update the CV. So it's both.
Okay. So, with what resume do you expect? Would you be
I can't hear you, Sundaram.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
No, Sundaram, you're not clear at all.
Okay. Hello. Can you hear me now, guys?
Yes, 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 better.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sundaram, better.
I was just asking just on a sideline, just a side note on that. Yeah, would you like to have a resume on one page or a two page or two columns on that, something like that, or would you like to have a full page of 2 to 3 pages of experience or everything else on the resume? Which would you prefer on a for a go-to?
Like I said, the more compact and to the point the resume is, it's better. There are many various resume templates available on Google. If you Google, you'll find various templates that are available where you can check. To me, as a recruiter, it makes my work easier if the resume is not long. The more precise is it, one, if suppose if you have 2 to 5 years of experience, I think a one sheet of resume front and back is more than enough if you've done that kind of a project. As you gain experience, obviously your as you gain experience, the work that you do, it increases. So obviously then your resume can be 2 pages as well, back and front. But like I said, a short resume, to the point resume, and a precise resume of the candidates, certain like education, certifications, and projects, that's more than enough.
Oh, okay. So a compact single page resume is better than a two-page resume.
Yeah, a 5 page resume, nobody has the time to go through 5 page resume or a 6 page resume.
Right, right. Short on time. Right. So, okay. So, would you consider courses and certification to be more important on a resume, or would you like to have experience more than certifications?
Both, it should be a blend of both. If you've done relevant certifications, definitely it should be mentioned on the resume, because then it also gives you an advantage
Mhm.
in the selection process.
Can you name any of those certifications for data science or data analytics?
There are various certifications, like for Python, there is for R. There are various certifications. Definitely, I wouldn't be the right person to give out the kind of certifications needed, but I can give you the platforms from where you can do these kind of certifications. So there are various online platforms right now that provide certifications in data science, data engineering, AI, etc. Some of them are like Upgrad, Coursera. Google is also does have their own certifications. Udemy, edX. So there are many online platforms right now. Simply Learn. There are many online platforms that uh, provide certifications. So I would rather suggest the candidates, like because some want to get into machine learning, some want to get into AI, some want to get into NLP. So it depends, because it's a huge field. So the certifications should be as what they feel would be the best for them in future, the candidate.
Right. So, do a certification that fits for their future needs. So,
Yes.
let's just say you are hiring for Mastermind And what are the qualities you look into a candidate apart from the technical skills required for the job?
So if you're saying that what qualities, I look in a candidate, not the technical, the other qualities would be communication skills. How easily a person can put his thoughts in simple words, not jargons, simple words, how easily he can explain to me. His flow of communication is important. His attitude and maturity towards the job. Is he serious about it? Like I said, if he's holding 4 5 offers, is he serious about, getting into this company? Did he, find out about this company? Is he aware of this company? So that is again important. Then I also try to see if he's going to be flexible. Will he be able to adapt to the company's culture? you know so that is
Mhm.
again, which is important. So these are certain qualities that we try to assess, uh, you know uh, with technical skills, that also that with technical skills that we are seeing.
Can you give us this
Sundaram, I lost you
on
again.
hello? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
There is a severe network issue. Okay, so I was asking, just can you give us a brief gist on a candidate who wants to improve his communication skills but yet faces a challenge about it? So can you just recommend some books or any courses or anything that steps that can be taken to improve the communication skills for that candidate?
See, with so much of exposure on internet, it is so, I mean, information and improving on your communication skills is become very easy. They can go on YouTube. There are many influencers, who are and coaches, communication coaches, who are helping candidates, or in general people, to help with the communication skills. You can read the newspapers every day, probably one page, try, so that is one thing that can be done. Books always help. Books can be any books, it's not one particular book, that will help. Any, book, they can start from a very basic book, and read, and practice. And other thing is speaking to somebody. If suppose English is, like the common language which we all speak, so you're speaking with somebody who knows English, and communicating with them on a daily basis also improves your communication.
Mhm.
And also, like I said,
So
there are communication courses that you can do, that is available everywhere. You just go on Google and you type, you know uh, how to improve my communication skills. You will find 10,000 platforms that would give you certifications, or there would be articles, on how to do it.
okay,
But for me, it is consistency, and everyday reading and speaking definitely helps to improve communication.
reading, writing, speaking is on a daily basis.
Yes, on a daily
Okay.
basis. Shouldn't be for like 2 3 hours, can be just for 20 minutes, 15 20 minutes, also makes a difference every day.
Oh, all right, all right. So, what are your go-to sites for hiring apart from the ones you mentioned before, like Monster or LinkedIn? So, do you have any other platforms that you directly go on and browse for the candidates or go through for the candidates?
So like I said, Sundaram, Naukri being, the topmost favorite of all, most of the recruiters, LinkedIn, Monster. Besides them, there are some new platforms that have come, like Fishbowl. And also, because we've been in this, in this domain for so long, we heavily rely on our database and references. So recruitment is all about networking and the kind of networks you make. So networking helps us to find candidates easily. Also, there are WhatsApp group chats, where you can find, for data science and data analytics, where job alerts, from there you can find out candidates. Even on Telegram, now you can see there are groups made for data science, data analytics, and all, where you can actually find candidates. So these are the things. Majorly, we 50% of the times, we depend on our data, because, like I said, our data is very strong when it comes to candidates.
Hmm. So networking is a way for the recruitment industry to
Yes,
grow.
it's the most important. Uh, just like vitamins, minerals are needed for body, networking is needed for recruitment.
Nice way you put it. That's a good. Okay. So, what is the one positive impact you want to leave this world in with? Say, suppose you have one positive impact that you want to make on this planet Earth. So, what would that be?
Positive impact on planet Earth. I just want to be, I think, a good human. That's more important now in today's time, and help as many people as I can. So recruitment does that as well. So probably
Okay.
inspire in the right way, in my own little way that I can.
Okay. Be a mentor in simple words.
Yeah, be
If
a
I got this
mentor.
right.
Yeah, be a mentor.
Okay. Okay. Uh, a quick rapid fire. Professional wise.
I can't hear you, Sundaram.
Can you hear me?
Hello. No, I can't.
Okay.
No, I can't hear you at all.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes,
Can you
yes.
hear me now?
Yes, yes.
All right. Okay. I'm done with the professional questions. Just a quick rapid fire question. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, okay. So I guess you are excited for that. So,
You shouldn't lose the
so
signal. I am excited.
okay. So what is the latest book that you read?
Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty.
Okay. What are the new habits that you picked up?
Getting up early and not looking at my mobile.
Wonderful. Wonderful. What is the biggest surprise in life you had recently?
My son surprises me every day, so I can't talk about one.
Okay. All right. Netflix or Prime?
Netflix.
Sunday morning, Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Podcast or audiobooks?
Podcast.
What is the one movie that you would recommend everyone to watch?
The Blind Side. It's about a soccer player. It's actually about a soccer player who is adopted by a family, and how he does well in life, and um, he has his own struggles. He is from a black community, so it's all about his struggles, and he becomes it's a true story. He becomes the world's uh, best. In America, he becomes the best soccer player. So that is one
Mhm.
movie which I would recommend people to watch.
Okay, which YouTube channels do you follow?
I follow many YouTube channels, not one. Uh, it can be anything. If I want to find out about data science, then I basically more I just type and I keep seeing videos, or let it be politics, or let it be Uh, but if you're asking me people I follow, then it would be Michelle Obama.
Okay, so on YouTube you follow Michelle Obama.
YouTube, Instagram. I love listening to her.
Okay. Okay. So, uh, how can people find you? Where can they connect?
On
Any social
LinkedIn.
media?
LinkedIn, Swati Pandey. You can find me at Swati, or you can type Swati Mastermind, Mined, mind. You'll immediately see my name and my picture, and you can connect with
Oh,
me. Please connect with me.
yeah, so definitely our audience will be jacked up to connect with you and get more insights from you. So, apart from LinkedIn, any other social media, Twitter or Instagram, any other place?
And I'm not such a big Instagram person. I'm very private in nature, so Instagram probably wouldn't be the right platform if you're looking for me to help you out with jobs. I think LinkedIn is one place. I was on Twitter, but then on and off on Twitter, you can say, but mostly active on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is practically on my laptop, on my mobile, on my iPad.
Okay. So that's all for today from my end. If you have any other questions from me or my team, then we will be happy to answer that.
No, it was wonderful chatting with you guys. I think I just wanted to know more about All-in-One Hub.
Okay. So all-in-one hub is basically we are trying to create a one-stop destination for entire career journey. Basically, candidates who are out of college, they they are basically sometimes confused or lost. They don't know what to do, or they currently don't possess the skills which they require for the jobs. So we try to build one platform, one destination where a candidate can come in without having any knowledge prior to what he has to do in his life, and then start reading blogs, then do some free courses which are available on our site, and then practice. Actually, you have to practice, right? We have done some courses. Now you have to practice that to get a real insight whether you know something or not. So practice that test, and then you can watch interview shorts as well. You get interview questions, and you can get questions apart from interview, such as some conceptual things, some simple word things, such as what is blockchain in simple sentence, what is machine learning in simple sentence. We make short videos for that. And then we also have multiple things such as job guides. We also write job guides and reviews for courses, where a candidate doesn't have to waste his time going through 100 different courses. So he can easily go through this by reading a job guide or a course review, where a candidate can see, okay, this is the course, what is the content, this is what I'm going to get, and then he can decide, okay, whether I should enroll it in or not. And job guide is basically for people who have actually got the job, and they can give a perspective on how to land a job in that particular company or a particular domain of expertise. So that is what we did. And this podcast is also for the candidates who are trying to get a job but don't know how to land one or don't possess the skills. So this is basically from an HR perspective to give them a bigger idea on how to land a job or how to prepare for a job basically. So that is what we are trying to do. We are building one-stop destination for entire career journey, and
Great.
give you an idea that this is completely free. We don't charge anything for it. That the entire site, whatever you see on our site, is completely free. So you don't have to pay a single penny for it.
Great. Great. That's great. Great.
So I anything else that you would want an insight on?
No, I think pretty much we had a good chat.
Okay, so thanks a lot for thanks a lot for coming on our podcast, Swati. And we will be ending the podcast today. And definitely hope to have you on another podcast sooner. So thanks a lot, audience. Thanks a lot for watching. This is Swati Pandey, and you can connect with her on LinkedIn. So, any last
Swati,
message that you want to give?
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, any last message that you want to give to our audience?
Uh, Candidates seeking for roles in data analytics, data science, data engineering, anything to do with data can contact my company, Mastermind, MINED Mind Consulting. We are a ghost to one-stop solution for all your hiring as well as for candidates as well. One-stop solution for getting you the job into good companies. So contact us.
Yeah, sure. I'll put a link to the link in the description. Go check it out, guys. You will be blown away by the website. I just saw it yesterday, and they are doing a wonderful job. You just have to go through that, and you'll be enjoying it. That's it. Okay,
Thank you so much,
so
Sundaram.
thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot, Swati, and we'll be ending the podcast now.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Sundaram. Thank you.